Welcome to the family.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Albertus Magnus College Accepted Student Day, our virtual Accepted Student Day. I'm Andrea Kovacs. I am the Vice President for Enrollment Management and Marketing, and I will be your host today. First, I want to acknowledge the student ambassadors who created the video that you just saw as their gift to you. Normally, they would be on campus to greet you in person, but of course, times being what they are, we are practicing safe social distancing, and so we are all coming to you today live from our various homes and locations. So everything may not go perfectly, but we thought it was more important to bring you a live event than to simply pre-record something and give it to you that way. So you are going to become part of the Falcon family, and while we are greeting you differently this year, we are greeting you no less warmly. And I'm going to have several people join me today who are going to inspire you and give you tons of information. I'd like to quickly introduce them before we start. Our program is brief. We will be less than an hour, so I hope you can stick with us for the entire time. So I would like to introduce first our president, Dr. Mark M. Camille, our director of admission, Ben Amarone, our chaplain, Father Jordan Lenahan, and two students who are seniors this year, Leilim Chang Salazar and Matthew Cotto. Hello, everyone. And they will come back at different points during the presentation to, as I said, inform and inspire you. But first, I would like to begin our presentation or our event today with Father Jordan Lenahan. Albertus is a wonderful place where you grow both personally and spiritually. And Father Jordan, as our chaplain for Dominican Mission and Ministry, I would love if you could start us off with a word of welcome and blessing. Good morning.
Good morning, Andrea, and good morning, future Falcons. As you just heard, my name is Father Jordan Lenahan, and I have the privilege of serving as the Albertus Magnus College chaplain. And I want to just begin by just telling you a couple of really important things about Albertus Magnus College. The first is we're a community of faith. Now, when you come to campus, you'll hear that. We speak frequently about being a school in the Catholic tradition and celebrating and embracing and cherishing our Dominican heritage. But those aren't just words that we use. Those really impact who we are, what we do, how we study, and most importantly, how you're then equipped when you leave us to go out and change the world. We're proudly a Catholic institution, which means we're part of a 2,000-year-old intellectual and academic tradition that you become a part of. You join in a conversation that spreads now 20 centuries and across the world. Well, one that explores the big questions of meaning and values, how we live, what's true, what's right, what's the cosmos all about. You become part of that in a very special way when you join the Albertus family. But we're also, as you heard me mention a moment ago, we're a school in the Dominican tradition. Now, 800 years ago in the south of France, St. Dominic de Guzman founded an order of men and women to go out, and preach, fundamentally motivated by this idea that they have to search for the truth. And what happened in France 800 years ago, it still goes on in our seminar rooms and libraries and classrooms and residence halls across campus. Now, as I said, those aren't just words that we use. They impact what we do. They impact who we are. And it comes out in three different ways. The first is we're an institution focused, therefore, on the whole person. We're going to give you an absolutely incredible academic preparation, but we want more than that. We're concerned not only with what you'll be when you leave us, but more importantly, who you'll be. We educate the whole you. Secondly, because we're in this Dominican tradition, we have a radical commitment to searching out the truth. In the classrooms and in the lecture halls and the libraries and other spaces on campus, you're invited, you're challenged, you're tugged into asking the hard questions about what is truth and what does it mean. And finally, we also believe, because we're in this Catholic and Dominican tradition, that there has to be an ethical and moral component to what you do. We want you to be the best technically at whatever skill or whatever profession you go after. But we want you to be able to do it as an ethically and morally reflective person equipped to change the world. But if we're a community of faith, we're also a community of many faiths, and that makes us stronger. We're a community of people from all of the world's great religious traditions and small and students of no faith at all. We are absolutely and fundamentally committed to religious diversity and inclusion. because everyone's voices and experiences and thoughts and perspectives enrich us at Albertus Magnus College. And so we're committed to you. So we're a small community that challenges every member to ask the big questions of themselves, their neighbors, their professions, and their world. Come join us. Come change yourself. Come change the world. Come soar as an Albertus Magnus College Falcon. May God bless you, and I look forward to meeting you on campus in the fall.
Thank you so much, Father Jordan, for your words of wisdom, inspiration, and I know you love having the opportunity to interact with students. So I'm going to tell a little secret on you. So when we do our Fall Madness, or March Madness, excuse me, it's actually in the spring, and we missed it because of social distancing this year. Father Jordan serves as the MC, and he is quite the character on the floor as the MC. We have a lot of fun with that event, and I know I'm looking forward to the next time we can do that live and in person.
So am I.
Thank you, Father Jordan. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you.
So next up, I'd like to introduce you to our Director of Admission, Ben Amarone. And Ben has a number of important dates that he's going to talk to you about. They're coming up fast. Good morning, Ben. Can I say it is so beautiful on campus today? I know it's just painful not to be able to welcome everyone here with us, but here we are virtually.
Here we are. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, future Falcons. As Andrea said, my name is Ben Amarone, and I am the Director of Admissions here at Albertus Magnus College. You know, this is certainly not the way that we expected to welcome you to our Accepted Student Day. But with these uncertain times, it's really the only way that we could. One thing I am certain of is that I'm excited that you're here with us to learn more about Alberta, hear about us, and to see if we're the right fit for you. You know, I have to tell you, I've been looking forward to this day since the fall when we started to receive applications. Speaking of applications, you'll be excited to know that we received over 1,600 applications for our 250 spaces in our incoming class. So congratulations on a wonderful accomplishment. You should be really, really proud of yourself. Last year's class, the class of 2023, we received more applications this year than last year, and last year we ended up with our largest class in our nearly 100-year history. So we're excited about the growth of Albertus, and Dr. Camille, our president, will speak with you more in the near future about the growth mindset of the college. You know, one of the things that you probably noticed throughout the admissions process, working with your admissions counselor, your coach, your potential coaches, current students, staff, and faculty, is the personal attention that you receive at Albertus Magnus College. That will not change as you continue your journey with us. We wanted today's Accepted Student Day to be a celebration of your accomplishments. And when we had the opportunity to review those 1,600 applications, I was amazed with the amount of activities that you participate in. Clubs, organizations, athletics, some of you while working a full-time or part-time job. Just as importantly is the community service hours that you put in. Those are the types of students that are engaged, that are attracted to Albertus, students that want to be a part of a community, and that's why we wanted you to be part of the Falcon family. You know, this year is shaping up to be one of the biggest and best in our history, and I had the honor and the privilege to sign all of your acceptance letters. So what does all this mean? Well, it means that you are considering Albertus at a wonderful time in our history. As I mentioned, we're growing. We have new academic programs, new athletic programs. We recently renovated our campus center, which has become the living room of our community. We want to see you succeed. The admissions team was so impressed with your application that we thought Albertus was the perfect place for you. Now, throughout the next week, we will be hosting mini sessions where you can learn more detailed information about specific areas. Today is really just a brief overview of the college to give you a flavor of what we're all about. But in the upcoming week, you'll want to make sure that you attend some of our mini sessions to learn about academics, athletics, Dominican mission, residential life, student activities, and many more. So be on the lookout for emails to register for those mini sessions. They'll last about a half an hour each, and we look forward to you interacting with our faculty, staff, and current students. I'd like to take this opportunity, though, just to go over a few important dates that I think you should be aware of. Now, some of you have already submitted your enrollment deposit, and that's wonderful. We're glad that you decided to join the Falcon family. If you haven't done so yet, you'll want to submit your enrollment deposit by June 1st. We've extended that deadline. It's typically May 1st, but we've extended it to June 1st because we understand that these are uncertain times. Many of our families are facing financial difficulties, and so we extended that. In addition, we also reduced the enrollment deposit amount in half. So residential students can submit their deposit for $200, and commuter students can do so for $175. So I'd encourage you to submit that deposit by June 1st. Also by June 1st, after you've submitted your enrollment deposit, you'll want to make sure that you register for one of our Falcon Days, which are being held on June 6th and June 16th. Now, understand that we are paying close attention to CDC guidelines, and if those events need to be held in a virtual format like this one, we will make sure that you're notified of that well in advance, and we'll make sure that we have another engaging opportunity for you to meet with faculty and staff for Falcon Days. By June 15th, you'll want to make sure that you hand in your medical forms and your housing form. It just makes the transition easier as we approach the fall. By July 1st, you'll make sure that you want to touch base with your school counselor so that we can get a copy of your final official transcript. Throughout the summer, you can always reach out to our financial aid office, but you'll want to make sure that you have all your documentation in by August 1st. The number is on the screen there for our financial aid office, but you can also make a virtual appointment like we're doing right now to discuss your individual situation. And throughout the month of August, you'll want to make sure that you pay close attention to your emails because we'll be sending you information about Move-In Day and orientation. Move-In Day will be held on Friday, August 28th, and orientation will be held throughout that entire weekend, ending on Sunday, August 30th. Now, I understand that that's a lot of information and a lot of dates. But just like the first part of the process, the admissions office is here to support you and be a resource for you every step of the way. Our job is to welcome you to the Falcon family, and I hope the next time that we get to meet, it's in person so I could shake your hand and welcome you. Andrea, back to you.
Ben, thank you so much. That is a lot of information, but I know that people don't have to necessarily commit it all to memory right now. Clearly, one of the things that sets Albertus apart is everyone has their own personal admission counselor. We're very much into that high contact. That's a bad word to say sometimes, isn't it? But that very high level of service, and they should reach out to their admission counselor with any questions. I also want to thank you and your team for what you did with the date for deposit and reducing the amounts of deposits. It is a tough time for all families right now. People need to really balance things out. So by moving that date out to June 1 and by reducing the amount of the initial deposit, that's very generous, and thank you for that. But I do want to remind everyone, you do want to get your deposits in because registration for classes starts immediately after that, and you want to make sure that you are in the right place for registration for classes and for housing, right?
That's right. Yeah, certainly if you've made your decision that Albertus is the right place for you, you can certainly submit your enrollment deposit now, and there are a lot of perks to doing so, as you mentioned, choosing classes, housing arrangements, all of that. So if we are the right place for you, if you decided to join the family, why wait? Submit that enrollment deposit now.
There you go. And sign up for those smaller sessions next week, correct?
Absolutely. You're going to hear a lot of detailed information from like I said, our faculty, our staff members, our current students. So you'll have the opportunity to interact with them and ask questions.
Awesome. Ben, thank you. And I know you're going to join me at the end of the program right before we introduce Dr. Camille. So I'll see you in a little bit.
I'll be here.
Thanks so much. So the next thing we would like to do, again, in the perfect world, we would be doing this in person. The campus right now, if I could tell you, is just bursting with spring, with fresh new life, with the trees are in bloom, the flowers are in bloom, the fields are green. The only thing missing is you. And I would love to be able to show you what our gorgeous 50-acre campus looks like at this moment. And so we've asked Felicia Davidson, who is an admission counselor, to give you a private tour. Felicia, take it away.
Welcome to Albertus Magnus College. My name's Felicia, and today I'm going to be showing you around our beautiful New Haven campus. First up is Rosary Hall. Back in 1925, when the college was first founded, students ate, slept, and studied all in this one building. A lot's changed in 95 years. Come on in and see for yourself. What hasn't changed is students still come here to study. We have books, classrooms, computer labs for you to use. And on the side of the library, don't forget the sunroom. And on the second floor of Rosary, you'll find the Writing Center and the Office of Career and Professional Development. And behind the front desk, you'll find the IT Help Desk. Interested in living on campus? We have 6 resident hall options. This is Dominican Hall. It's for all our first-year students to live in. It's traditional style housing with double occupancy rooms, a kitchen, lounge, and a bathroom on each floor. From Dominican Hall, you can easily access our rooftop patio, which is a part of our newly renovated campus center. When the spring rolls around, this will be the best seat in the house for watching a game on the SHEA softball field. Step inside our campus center and you'll find our dining hall services. Both commuters and residents can purchase a meal plan that's all-you-can-eat dining, which includes gluten-free and vegan options. This is the main floor of our newly renovated campus center. We have a fitness studio where we offer yoga and Zumba classes, as well as a weight room. We also have a student services suite where you'll find the Office of Campus Activities and Residence Life. In this building, you'll also find conference rooms, classrooms, and a game room. We also have the Falcon Campus Store. Don't forget Tab's Pub. And this is our campus living room. Albertus is a Catholic college in the Dominican tradition. This is the St. Catherine of Siena Chapel. It's open for students to use on their own time, or they can choose to attend one of our scheduled masses with the rest of the college community. Across from the chapel, you'll find the Tagliatella Academic Center. In this building, you'll find several classrooms, computer labs, and faculty offices. If you're thinking of majoring in the STEM field, this is where you'll spend most of your time. Here, you'll find our largest classroom on campus. As you can see, we can fit up to 30 students, but our average class size is 15. This helps when it comes to getting to know your professors. This is a typical classroom in Aquinas Hall, which is our largest academic building on campus. Here, you can also find the financial aid office, the business office, the professional and graduate studies office, and the registrar. This is Bree Commons, a great place to hang out with friends, study, and grab a coffee between classes. This is our athletic center. We have 15 NCAA Division III athletic teams. We also have facilities you can use. We have a pool, multiple weight rooms, and a basketball court. We have the Celentano soccer fields and tennis courts. You can come watch a game or enjoy using them on your own time. And our men's ice hockey team plays at the Ralph Walker Rink in downtown New Haven. Here we are at Moen Hall, home of the Office of Undergraduate Admission. We look forward to seeing you on campus this fall as a Falcon, class of 2024.
Thank you, Felicia, for taking us on that tour. As you can see from that video, Albertus is located right at the edge of the city of New Haven, which is a wonderful place filled with arts and entertainment and restaurants and shopping and fun things to do. It's just a quick shuttle ride away from campus. But also, we have an excellent mass transit hub, and you can be in Boston or New York in less than 2 hours. So when we talk about a central location within the state of Connecticut, Alberta certainly has that going on. I also want to point out about that video and some of the others you'll see with Felicia in them. They were created with the assistance of one of our video interns, Alex Mitchell, and you're going to hear more about very practical experiential learning as we talk through the rest of our program. And on that note, I also want to say, if you recognize Felicia as your admission counselor, you should send her an email or a text or a shout out of some sort, and I bet you she'll send you back some Alberta swag. So the next person I would like to introduce is Laylim Salazar-Chang, whom I had the privilege of working with as an intern in the communications and marketing office. Laylim, good morning. It's so nice to see you.
Morning, nice to see you too.
So I'm not going to take up any time. You are here to tell us about your Albertus experience. Go right ahead.
Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome to the Albertus family. My name is Laylim Chang, and I am currently a senior at Albertus. I'm a double major in communications and healthcare management, and I'm originally from New Haven. So first, I want to acknowledge that I know it's a tough time. I wish that this wasn't happening all virtually, online, digital. I'd rather be on campus. You guys would really love campus, and I understand that it's a hard time being a senior, getting your activities canceled, but we have to think positive. We have to look forward to what's next for you guys, which is college. So one very important thing I want to point out is that Albertus is a very special place. And I'm not just saying that. I really mean it because the faculty and staff really do care about you. Being a part of the Falcon family isn't just a slogan to get new students in. It's something that actually happens. So at Albertus, professors will know you by name. They'll email you if you miss class. They'll offer you office hours, and they have no problem with it. That's an experience unlike any other. So my sophomore year at Albertus, I was going to transfer due to financial burden, and I really didn't want to leave. I really liked Albertus. I liked my classes, my friends. So all it took was one trip to the financial aid office. I explained to them what happened, and they instantly were able to find me a scholarship that was able to cover my expenses. And I feel like I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't have the faculty and staff there that really were interested in me staying and finishing off at Albertus. I want to encourage all of you to take advantage and opportunities given at Albertus. You should make your college experience the most it can be. Join clubs, do sports, join organizations, do all of that while preparing yourself for your future. So I know you're thinking, Laylim, how am I going to do this? I don't live on campus. I'm going to be a commuter. I'll give you an example. My 4 years at Albertus, I was a commuter, and every year I was holding a leadership role in a club or organization. I was able to be a work study student. My junior year, I was able to study abroad. And this year, my senior year, I was able to do an internship for the marketing and communications department. All of these things made me grow personally, academically. It prepared me for the workforce that now that I'm applying to jobs, I feel very confident about it. And I feel like none of it would have been possible without the support I received at this school. Soon enough, you'll be on campus and you'll notice a sense of unity. Albertus is a place you can call home, and I hope you all enjoy your time there as much as I did.
Laylim, thank you so much for that. And I'm gonna take a little bit of editorial privilege here because I did work with you and I know you pretty well. And I want to ask you about your experience as an intern. I know one of the events that you were able to participate in was our Hispanic media event, and we actually had you present to them. Tell us about that experience.
So, as you know, this was the first internship I ever had throughout my 4 years. I was really nervous, really scared. But for that Latino media event, I was able to network with people. Mostly they just wanted to know about myself. And luckily, this internship, I was able to learn how to present myself enough that people would be interested, that they'd want to ask questions. And throughout that, I was just talking away, so much so that they gave me their contact information. They gave me like internship opportunities with them. That was really cool.
Nice to make connections. One of the nice things about our small community is that you really can make connections. And I know there are a couple other things you worked on, and that one of them was a project. I'm going to embarrass you a little bit. We just had our experiential learning week, and I know you and the other interns from the communications department did a presentation. I encourage everyone who's watching us today to go watch that later. But you also worked on a project, I think, welcoming introducing the international students on campus, and then also the ice hockey team.
Yeah, so there were 3 interns in the office, and we all kind of did this big project. We all had independent work, but our big project was the International Student Series. And so one intern was in charge of interviewing them. The other one, he was recording it, so he had to do the editing. And then it would come to me, and then I would do the blog writing about it. So we all kind of needed each other to make it all work. And then we ended up doing, I believe, seven chapters in the series.
Yeah.
And then the Ralph Walker rink, that was for the ice hockey game. It was our first year with the hockey team. And so I was able to be a part of the press conference, lead everyone there, see what we were doing. And it was a lot of fun. I caught a cold the very next day. I was sick, but it was worth it.
The price we pay for experience. Layleen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know you're going to do great after graduation. I'm sure the perfect job is waiting for you. Thank you for being here this morning. So academics is the reason that we're here. And you can see from what Layleen just relayed about her experience that at Albertus, we challenge our students to really push themselves beyond their comfort zone, to really come into their own personal best academically. And to hear a little bit more about the academic programs at Albertus, Felicia is going to introduce you to the Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, Professor Ross Edwards. Felicia?
Here at Albertus Magnus College, we offer a wide range of academic programs and have a student-faculty ratio of 13:1. Here to talk a little bit more about our academic programs is Professor Edwards. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Would you mind sharing what you think makes an Albertus education unique?
Sure, I'd love to. So at Albertus, we really strive to do 2 things. The first one is we want to provide you with an education that really comes to life as you experience it. And the second one is we want your education to be something that empowers you in all aspects of your life, which is really the foundation of that traditional liberal arts education.
Great. So what would you say makes the education come alive?
So the first thing is almost every student that comes here is going to do at least one internship during their time here. So you're taking what you've learned in the classroom and you are applying it to real world situations, to a work situation. And that combination of classroom and real life experience I think is really, really important. And beyond that, we try to do a lot of what we call experiential learning. So we will take students and what they're learning in the classroom, what they're reading, what they're learning with their professors, and then again, we'll take them out into the wider world so that they can try to, in a sense, put it to use or take what they learned and put it into practice. So in our honors program, you might do a service project in New Haven. If you do the Aquinas Scholars Program, you might do field trips to art institutions in New Haven or in New York. But the idea is that we're trying to get you to think of your education as this broad, expansive thing, not just something that happens in the classroom. And the last thing is that we really want that education to be something where you see it as a tool to empower you for the rest of your lives going forward, not just something you're learning in the classroom, but a habit, a state of mind that you're going to take with you for the rest of your life.
Great. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So you're hearing this common thread of experiential learning. Albertus Magnus College offers a values-based liberal arts education, and what that prepares you for is to be flexible throughout the course of your career, to actually form your career and to take advantage of changes in technology or just changes in the world in general. And how you then take that liberal arts education and make it practical is through the experiential learning. When you graduate from Albertus, you are prepared to become part of the workforce or to go off and achieve a graduate degree. So an education is an investment in your future. And you might be sitting there thinking to yourself, how do I finance this? How do I pay for an Albertus or any education? And to tell us a little bit more about that is Michelle Cochran, who is our Director of Financial Aid. Michelle?
Hello, my name is Michelle Cochran and I am the Director of Financial Aid at Albertus Magnus College. And today I'd like to talk to you about the free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA. The FAFSA can be completed online at studentaid.gov. You will need to have set up your Federal Student Aid ID, also known as an FSA ID, in advance. The FSA ID will be needed for both the student and the parent who is signing with the student. Again, the website to complete this is studentaid.gov. If you've already completed this form, please make sure you have Albertus Magnus College's school code on the form. Our school code is 001374, or you can select us from a list of drop-down schools on the FAFSA. It's very important that this form is submitted to Albertus, as it doesn't just qualify you for federal student aid, but we do use this form to see if you could potentially qualify for both state aid, institutional aid, and some local scholarships that are available. This form is completed annually, and it does become available every October 1st. So even though you may have done it now, be prepared for us to reach out to you again in the fall. This form is extremely important that you know who should be part of it. So if you have any questions on which family members to include in your household or who should be signing the form with you, please feel free to set up a virtual appointment with us today. Our phone number is 203-773-8508, or you can also reach us via email at financial_aid@albertus.edu. Thank you and have a great day.
So I know that Michelle just shared a lot of information in a short period of time. Don't worry. If you didn't write it down, don't worry. Your personal counselor, admission counselor, can answer any questions for you, can connect you with the Office of Financial Aid, and make sure that you can set up a one-on-one meeting with them to go over anything you need to. A couple of takeaways there. If you've not completed your FAFSA, please do. It's not too late, and it is the key that opens up the door for other scholarships and student financial aid. The other thing I want you to take away from this is at Albertus, we find a way. You heard Laylene say it. She had a situation, unfortunate, didn't want to have to leave. The financial aid office was able to work with her to create or to find a scholarship that she would qualify for, and she was able to stay. And now she's going to be graduating. So the other thing, next thing I want to move on to, is we talk about this experiential learning. Well, who's organizing all of this stuff? Well, aside from your faculty, obviously it's organized by our Office of Career and Professional Development. And you don't want to walk into that office just as a senior. Really, you want to meet them from day one, and they're going to help you shape your Albertus experience and also your career opportunities. So to introduce us to the Office of Career and Professional Development, Wiley Dawson from that office is with Felicia. Take it away.
Here at Albertus Magnus College, our students plan for success with the Office of Career and Professional Development. Here to tell us a little bit more about that is Wiley.
Hi, Felicia. So here's how we plan for success. As soon as you get to campus, we're going to meet with you at orientation, and then after that, throughout your freshman year, we're going to start to get to know you a little bit better. We're going to figure out the things you like, the things you don't. We're going to also get to learn a little bit more about the direction you plan to go in, or if you don't have a direction. And it's fine, because we deal with that all the time.
What do you do to help students figure out where they want to go and what they want to do?
So at the second half of your sophomore year, most of you are going to be pursuing internships, where you're going to be able to have some more hands-on experience figuring out what it is you like, what it is you don't, and then when you get that information, you'll be able to really make some more informed decisions about your career path.
I also heard we have a great study abroad program.
We do. So our students can uniquely take their financial aid with them. So they'll take their financial aid money and they can go to over 20 countries throughout the world. And they can do it with one of our 3 partners, AIFS, and then Assumption College to go to their Rome program, and then Sacred Heart University to go to their Ireland program.
Great, thank you so much.
You heard it right there. Do not wait. Meet them on day one and let them help you shape your experience at Albertus. So the other part of your personal development as a student is what you experience on campus. And if you decide to live on campus, and I really hope you do, I mean, how often do you get to live in a mansion? So if you decide to live on campus, there's an entire team that's dedicated to making sure your Albertus on campus experience is what you hope it will be. And to tell us a little bit more about that, let's meet Andrew Foster, who's the Vice President for Student Services. Andrew?
Hello, I am Andrew Foster, Vice President for Student Services. Thank you for joining us in celebrating your acceptance to Albertus Magnus College. Naturally, we would love to host you on campus, but under the current circumstance, we are happy to meet with you virtually. The Student Services Department, which I represent, include the Office of Residential Life, Campus Activities, Community Standards, and Health and Wellness Services. As a department, our team of professionals is attentive to the development of the whole student. We will help you uncover a lifetime journey of self-exploration and growth through formative experiences. Our $12.5 million newly renovated Student Center is truly a work of art. The space is designed to enhance the student's experience, foster deeper engagement, and co-curricular collaboration. All that is missing is you. Albertus is a diverse community where students are encouraged to start their own students' clubs or organizations that are based on your preference or personal interests. There are hundreds of programs and activities offered throughout the academic year. Our centralized location allows students to simply hop on a train and be in the city of Boston or New York within 2 hours. Steps away from the campus or a quick shuttle ride will have you immersed in an abundance of local art shows as well as diverse cultural events, free museums, shopping, and restaurants. I could go on and on about Albertus and all the wonderful things that our college has to offer, like our 6 unique residence halls, rigorous academic programs, and our competitive intercollegiate athletic sports programs. But for now, I leave you with knowing that Albertus is a place of opportunity, a place that will challenge you beyond your boundary of knowledge, a place where you will have an active role in your education. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to meeting you in person in the fall. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrew. He's right. This is such a beautiful place to be, and you are just steps away from everywhere. But if you choose to spend a little more time on campus, you'll find that there are many, many campus activities in which you can be engaged. And here's Felicia to introduce you to Erin Morrell, who is the Associate Dean for Campus Activities and Orientation, and Malcolm Thomas, who's the Assistant Director of Campus Activities. Felicia?
Here at Albertus Magnus College, our Office of Campus Activities works to promote a sense of belonging within our college community. Here to tell us a little bit more about that is Erin and Malcolm.
We're here in the newly renovated Hubert Campus Center. We're here in the game room, as well as we have some other community spaces that can be used for meetings and other events, as well as our campus store and our dining facilities.
Great. Malcolm, want to tell us a little bit more about activities that we offer our students?
Yes, so we offer an array of activities here on campus. I'll start with our campus recreation program, which we host a lot of events through intramural programs and group fitness activities. And we also do health and wellness programs throughout the whole academic year, which are free for all undergraduate day students. And we also have 16 plus clubs and organizations here on campus that tailored to every student's different needs or interests. And it's easy to start a club if you don't see something that's offered here with just four friends, an advisor, and a constitution. You can start your own club.
Great. Erin, want to tell us a little bit more about orientation?
Sure. So orientation is coming up soon. It happens every August. So look out for some information about how to sign up for that, and we hope to see you there.
Thank you so much, Erin and Malcolm. I want to make sure you heard something that Malcolm said. There are 16 existing clubs that you could join, But if you don't see something that you want to do, you can start your own club. You can just get some of your friends here on campus together and start your own club. And that's something else that's very special about Albertus. Given the size of our campus, you can take on leadership roles as you want to, as you are comfortable, and you can practice and learn and grow in your leadership skills and take them out with you into the world. So something else that brings us together on campus is athletics. Normally, I would be hearing the sounds of spring sports on the field outside of my office. And it's a little quiet right now, so I can't wait to hear it again. But we are part of the NCAA Division III, and we are in the GNAT Conference, the Great Northeast Athletic Conference. And while our spring season ended a little bit differently than any of us would have liked, I assure you we are ready to soar this fall. And I want to give you a little sense of what it feels like on campus, particularly in the fall when we're in the midst of fall sports, with this very quick video of homecoming and parent weekend. Take a look. That is a beautiful and fun weekend. Trust me when I tell you, we always have such a good time. And we're planning our family weekend and homecoming for Columbus Day weekend this year. So you can start making your travel plans now. Half of our students actually participate in athletics. And so we invited Matthew Cotto to come and talk to us a little bit about his experience as a student athlete. Also, you live on campus, you're from Stratford, you're a history major. Tell us all about you, Matthew. Welcome to our program.
Thank you for having me. So as you guys heard, my name is Matthew Cotto, and I am a senior here at Albertus Magnus College. And the reason I chose Albertus was not only that I wanted to further my athletic career, but I also wanted to further my academic career as well. And Albertus Magnus provided me with a small, tight-knit community that I was searching for in my college experience. And if you're looking for that as well, Albertus Magnus, don't look any further. This is the place for you. My professors and my coaches have been extremely helpful for me in my process here on campus. My coaches have always been there for me and have encouraged me to, remember that I am in fact a student first and an athlete later, and always encouraged me to do my best. My professors as well have always been there for me and have been very helpful and useful, and they've always been there at the drop of a dime really to give me office hours or any extra help or pointers that I need. And it's very much the family feel that you've heard throughout this whole presentation. It's very real at Albertus, and it's something that if you're looking for the small community, it's something that you definitely should buy into and become a part of. Albertus Magnus has given me all of the tools, both on the field or in the classroom or in any walk of life, really, to be successful and to be my best person. So I hope to see all of you here in the fall, and welcome to the Falcon family. Thank you very much. Go Falcons.
Matthew, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And I will say, I think you're being a little bit modest. What a little bird told me is that you actually achieved quite a number of both academic and athletic accolades during your 4 years at Albertus. So congratulations on a job well done. I do have a couple questions for you. That's a lot to balance. Practice, homework, the papers. I mean, it's a rigorous academic expectation. So how did you balance it all? Who helped you?
So, like we've talked about, and it's such like a family feel here. Everybody wants to see you succeed, and my coaches, we practice every day, and you get 1 day off a week, but the coaches really stress the fact that academics are essential here, and my professors and my advisors as well. Like I said, they've always been helpful. They were always there for me whenever I needed them, whether it would be an email, a call, a text message, or going to their office. They're always there for you. They want to see you succeed. They want to help you get to your next level, and that's been something that I've cherished as a member of the Albertus Magnus community.
And you lived on campus all 4 years, right? And you're from Stratford, so I would say it's like close enough, but not too close. How did it feel for you?
Yeah, it was the perfect like college experience because, being a student athlete and being away from home, it was nice. Stratford's about 30 minutes away from New Haven, so it was a nice, not too far but not too close to home thing, and I got the whole college experience, and it was nice to have my family at home games and things like that, but also, just to be able to be independent and be at college and have that experience is something that was very enriching at Albertus.
We're delighted to have had you here these 4 years. I know your graduation is coming up very soon. We wish you the very best of luck, and I believe you told us you wanted to go on to become a teacher, so all the best to you. Your students will be very lucky to have you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you, Matt. So I would like to welcome back my partner in crime here, Ben Amarone, our Director of Admission. Do a little recap here. Ben, don't you get so excited when our students talk about their Albertus experience? It's like you remember why you work.
Right, I love it. Right, they have so much energy. They're so engaging. They make Albertus what we are, and that's why we do what we do. I think they're a great testament to what you can expect if you decide to join the Falcon family.
Absolutely. And before I introduce Dr. Camille, I just wanted to circle back to you. I know there are a lot of important dates coming up, and I know we have sessions and all kinds of things going on, but if you're an impatient person like I am, what can I do? Can you reach out directly to your admission counselor, make your deposit, start getting ready to sign up for classes? What should I do?
Absolutely. Yeah, your admissions counselor is available all day today, actually every day. So don't hesitate to reach out to your admissions text, give them a phone call, send them an email. If you're having issues making your enrollment deposit, they're there to help you. And again, with any part of the process, if they can't answer the question, they'll make sure they get you in touch with the person in the right department. That's our job, is to be a resource. So don't hesitate to reach out to your admissions counselor and look out for your emails like we discussed with those mini sessions this upcoming week.
I'm super excited for those mini sessions. I know they're going to be outstanding. They range from honors programs to athletics, everything in between. It's going to be a great week. So Ben, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Excellent. I'm glad to be here.
Great. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Mark Camille. He's the 14th president, but our #1 Fearless Falcon, and he will tell us a little bit more about the value of this thing called an Albertus education. Dr. Camille joined us in 2017, and he has brought to this college a spirit and excitement and enthusiasm that is beyond compare. Good morning, Dr. Camille. How are you? I love your step and repeat. I love what you have going on behind you there.
Good morning, Andrea. Thanks. Yeah, and good morning, everyone. Yeah, this is my makeshift home studio, right? I can't be on campus. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, I'm so excited to be here. So excited to be here. I've got a little bit of a sports background, and I feel like I've been on the sidelines waiting for my chance to get into the game. So finally, I get to talk a little bit. So looking forward. Yeah. But no, it's pardon me?
We've been talking about what an Albertus education feels like these 4 years that you're in here. But, what we all want to know is when you graduate from Albertus, and you will graduate from Albertus, what comes next?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Yeah. So I'll speak to that today. But I just heard you talking with Ben about how excited you get listening to, the stories and our students talk and the pre-recorded video content and so forth. And it just reminds me of the special place that Albertus is. So I'm really looking forward to sharing some perspectives today. So maybe I'll launch from there, and I'll just say good morning, everyone, and welcome. It is a real joy for me to be with you, and admittedly virtually, right? What you might not know is I actually started my career as a college admissions counselor. So for more than 30 years now, this is a day, the accepted student open houses, that I have looked forward to with great joy. And if we were in our more ordinary, typical times, I'd be on campus and being able to visit with you in person. And so, admittedly, we are in unprecedented times. And I begin there with an acknowledgement of that, because for you, the seniors, the transfer students who are going through this college search process, finishing up senior year, and you're having to do it virtually, you're having to do it from home. And you heard our own seniors reflecting on that. And to the parents that are watching, all of us, we're going through this. And so know that all of you are in my thoughts. With that acknowledgement, though, I do want to really begin with words of congratulations to our future members of the class of 2024. And Ben Amarone talked about this, but I want to underscore something for you. I mean, you have reached a point in your college search where you have choices and you're narrowing it down, deciding where you will attend. And this is that moment. This is where you focus in on the right fit. You start to imagine yourself at the colleges that you're considering. And I sense, my feeling about what you're experiencing today, admittedly virtually, is you get a bit of a flavor of the Albertus family, and I'll talk about that. I want to begin with our motto. We have faith in your future. And I just want you to reflect on that for a moment, because it really represents this college's special ethos, its special purpose. We have faith in your future. And that began, quite frankly, when the admission committee reviewed your application and Ben Amarone put his signature on that offer of admission. What you've shown us is we believe you are prepared to come to Albertus Magnus and be successful in the classroom. We know you're ready for that. And Ben mentioned the competitiveness for admission, and it was just a little less than a year ago, this past fall, that we welcomed the largest class in the college's history. We had a record number of applicants, but you know what? That's old news. That was then, this is now. I underscore again, you will be part of the most competitive year for admission in the now 95-year history of this college. More than 1,600 students applying for 250 places in the incoming class. So I congratulate you. I know what it's like to go through that, of course, decades ago as a college student myself, but for the parents, as a parent too, my own children are now, one's graduated, one is completing his college right now. But it is a moment of celebration, and so I congratulate you on that. As I said, it's time to start to think about the place where you'll make your college journey. I want to tell you a little bit of a story, a little historical perspective about this college. I mentioned this will be the 95th anniversary year that you would be enrolling in. In 1925, the Dominican sisters journeyed west. They traveled from Ohio and Kentucky to answer a call and meet a need. They founded Albertus as New England's first residential Catholic liberal arts college for women. Women at the time did not have the same education opportunities as did men. The Dominican sisters saw that need, they answered the call. Fast forward to today, 95 years later. We are fully coeducational. We are a community of diversity with more than 60% students of color. More than half are the first in their family to pursue a college degree. We have students from Connecticut, from New England, from around the country and around the world. But what hasn't changed is our commitment to providing an education of the quality that students might not otherwise have access to. And you heard mention of this, but we talk a lot at Albertus right now of a growth mindset. We are a college that is committed to moving forward with vibrance and vitality. Mention the 95th anniversary year. 5 years out, it'll be the college's 100th birthday celebration, 100th anniversary. We are laser focused on that, bringing forward new academic programs, new facilities. You saw and you've heard about the campus center renovation, athletics programs, new programs. You heard about ice hockey. We started women's swimming and diving, women's field hockey. We are about moving forward with vibrance. That's the community that you would be joining. But I also want to make sure you understand something that will not change. What will not change is our commitment to that balance of the values and liberal arts-based education, the Dominican education, layered with professional and practical experiences. So yes, we have programs in the traditional arts, the humanities, the sciences, and in the professional disciplines, business, communication, criminal justice. But we're bringing cutting edge programs forward in the health sciences. A new major will start this fall in game and computer art. That's the type of environment that Albertus remains. We blend those, we bring them forward to you so you get that classroom learning and you get the practical application. Because what also hasn't changed in 95 years, and we remain solely focused on, you, the students, you are our purpose. You are our reason for being. Your success is our success. And so we pay close attention to how our graduates do each year when they graduate. So I want to share some points with you, a few data points that I thought it would be important as you really think about outcomes. What will happen for you when you graduate? So let me start with the immediacy, this piece around what happens when I graduate. One of the ways that colleges around the country measure that, and it's a generally accepted benchmark, is 6 months after graduation. What percentage of the graduates are employed and what percentage are continuing their education, pursuing master's and doctoral programs? So let me share some data on that. What you see in this slide, in the blue are the results for Albertus graduates, and in the gray are the national comparison points. And so here, for the last 4 graduating classes at Albertus, 6 months out, 96+% have been employed or are continuing pursuing further education versus the national metric of 80 to 85%. Now let's take a look at where Albertus graduates are working. So here on this slide, I just thought we'd share with you a few of the logos, a few of the companies that are employing Albertus students. And if we can advance the slide, please, that would be great. Okay, I'm not seeing the slide. We may have a time delay there, but what you would see is you would see that our students are working locally in Connecticut and in the region, but also around the country. We also have the examples of the institutions where our students, our graduates, are going on to further their education, pursuing master's programs, doctoral programs. And I call your attention on this slide that you'll notice Albertus Magnus College is there because, of course, we offer robust offerings at the graduate level and master's. So you can come to Albertus, earn your bachelor's degree, and go on for a master's degree as well. So let me shift gears here a little bit, and I want to talk about more than just immediate success after you graduate. Let's focus on long-term return on investment, lifetime value. So here, I want to talk about the study by the Georgetown University Center on Education in the Workforce, and I know that slide will come up for you here. This is a recent study completed by Georgetown looking at 4,500 colleges around the country. They looked at their graduates' earnings data, and they went as far out as 40 years after graduation, after enrollment. And they were trying to assess what, in relation to those earnings, the cost of the college, what were those metrics? And so this was kind of a first attempt at long-term 40-year return on investment. And what you will see here is across those 4,500 institutions, Albertus graduates 30 and 40 years out ranked in the top 10% in the country for long-term return on investment. 10 years out, so not immediately, but well into a career, one might argue, Albertus graduates also in the top 10% for median salary earnings. So I just thought, giving you a look at immediate success, long-term success. And of course, we're all familiar with college rankings, and I just want to share a couple with you because I think they speak to the buzz that is building about the value of an Albertus Magnus College degree. So on this next slide, what we'll look at is two of the better known college rankings, the U.S. News and World Report and the Wall Street Journal ranking. For the U.S. News rankings, what I call to your attention here is in the 2020 edition, Albertus climbed more than 30 spots within our region in the overall rankings. But we were also singled out within the state of Connecticut on a number of metrics for being at the top. In the Wall Street Journal rankings, and again, you see the data on your screen, the same thing. Albertus singled out a place of value, a place where the commitment on the part of the campus reflecting a positive learning environment. So these are some of the external accolades that are happening right now for this college. But let's shift back, okay? I have an overarching question for you. Are you ready? Are you ready to join our family? Are you ready to commit to excellence? Are you ready to soar and not glide? You've heard us talk about being fearless falcons, right? We're not about gliding. What we're about is soaring to new heights. Are you ready to pursue that? Are you ready to commit to your success in your degree completion? You know, I talked at the beginning of this about how much I look forward to this day, this event, but with all due respect, the day that I cherish the most, commencement, because on that day, as you walk across the stage in 4 years, having earned your Albertus degree, I have the great privilege of awarding you your diploma and shaking your hand, and it fills me with pride. That's what I want you to commit to. That's what I want you to focus on, is your success. Are you ready to embrace our values? This is a place where it's not just about self. It's about others. It's a place where questions and issues of ethics and morals are woven into all that we do. Here you come, sure, to grow and develop and get your degree, but when you leave us, it's about what impact, what positive impact will you have when you go out and you take your place in the world. And finally, are you ready to join this family? You've gotten a sense of it today as you've heard the stories and you've listened to the recorded messages. You've heard live from two of our graduating seniors this year. A lot of colleges talk about being community. At Albertus, not only are we community, we are family. We are intentionally smaller in size. You will not find 500 student, 250 student lecture halls on this campus. You will not find thousands of students competing for precious spots in classes. That's not what we're about. We are committed to a personalized, a boutique approach to your education so that you will know who your faculty members are. You will know who your staff mentors are in student affairs. You will know who your coaches are. This is a place where you will be prepared to thrive. Now let's get something straight, however. You come to Albertus Magnus College, you will be challenged in ways that you haven't yet imagined. You will be pushed academically. But here's the difference. You come to Albertus Magnus College, and when you need to be lifted, when you need to be supported, that is what our community, that is what your Albertus family is all about. Your success is our success. And so let me close. I want to reflect back on our motto again. We have faith in your future. What I want you to know, and if I was standing in front of you in an auditorium right now, I'd be looking you in the eye and I would tell you, I have faith in your future. It is my greatest professional privilege and joy to serve as president for this college. And what I have come to appreciate in my tenure is that singular commitment on the part of our faculty and staff to your success. That's a commitment I hold highly and I hold dearly. Make no mistake, we want you to accept our offer of admission. We know you're prepared to thrive. We know you're prepared to soar. We know you're ready to be one of our Fearless Falcons family members. And so I just share that message with you. As we progress through the rest of this spring semester and as you move toward your graduations, and like ours, they might be virtual, have to come back another time or what have you. But you and your family members, you are in my thoughts and prayers. In many ways, you're already a member of our family when we extended our admission offer to you. The day that I will look forward to after today in the fall, move-in day, it's one of the fun times. We all come together. I participate, welcoming our students, helping you move into the residence halls. But that time when I can look you in the eyes, shake your hand, and tell you, welcome to the Albertus family. I am so grateful to have this opportunity to spend time with you today. Congratulations, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Dr. Camille, thank you so much. I'm inspired. I'm all fired up now. I want to actually tell a little story on you because people think we're joking when we say you come for move-in day, you know, families are excited, the cars are sneaking around. And I have seen this happen now several years where you go to unload the car and the person turns and goes, oh my God, you're the president. And you're like, yup. And you take their baskets and their boxes up to their room. It is truly that feeling on our campus. And I think you really said it best. Their success, the student success, that's our success. There is no other measure. When our students graduate and go out into the world, that is what Albertus is all about.
It is, and it has been for 95 years, right? But I think that if we are the family that I know us to be, if it was a family event, everybody would help out, right? So who am
That's
I
right.
not show up and carry boxes up into the residence halls? Now, in the spirit of full disclosure, I have a sore back and usually need to take some Advil at the end of the night. That being said, it is a great day. It's just that celebration. It's finally here, and I cannot wait for it. I can't wait for our community to be together again in person. So,
Well, it's coming up. We have registration days coming up in June. Those will be either virtually or on ground, depending on how the pandemic situation is. We have orientation coming up this summer. Move-in day is August 28th, and by the 30th, we will be starting classes and having convocation. I mean, it is happening really fast. So this is the end of our program. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Dr. Camille. To all of our speakers, to all of you who joined us, when you finish the session, make sure that you end the session, because then you have the opportunity to go to the accepted student page. You can make your deposit, you can complete your survey, you can sign up for the classes for the sessions next week. And don't forget, if you're impatient, just call your admission counselor. They'll help you take care of it too. Thank you all. Have a beautiful day. Bye.